All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasu SETI. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. We back again with that fire. We got how did the ancient Egyptian god Bes end up in the center of the Aztec calendar? See, nobody talking about that, but that's what we about to reveal this today. You see, we're going to reveal this today. The things that people say we wasn't here, say the African wasn't here, we're going to prove that they was here. They laid it down over here. All the remnants of their society is embedded inside of the Olmec, Mayan, Aztec, Inca civilizations, without any doubt. Without any doubt. I'm glad you're here today. Make sure you like the video, family. We got a donation right there in the chat. If you feel the general is worthy, thank you in advance. Patreon, you already know, over 500 exclusive live streams. You from the general, that's fire. You see what I'm saying? Also, KingSETI.com online marketplace, official General SETI products. You already know that's fire. You see, we got all t-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, and DVDs. And we also got memberships for the family. YouTube, General SETI, Sarasu SETI. Get this video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now, we talking about how did the ancient god Bes end up in the center of, really it's the Olmec calendar. It's not the Aztec calendar. It's the Olmec calendar that was inherited by the Mayan and the Aztec. And they know that. Okay? They know that. And the Olmec calendar is the Egyptian calendar. They tweaked it. You see what I'm saying? They tweaked it. And a lot of people was, I hear people, we're going to talk about the heads and shit. And then when they come over here, it just the technology is available. Of course, if you establishing a new civilization, you're not going to mimic the civilization, the mother civilization to the point, you understand? Because you're not available. It's a different environment. It's a different environment. A lot of what Egypt was, the deification of the land, the deification, papyrus, lotus, and, in the mountains, in the south, the volcanoes became the pyramid. And many of the, so, they had a very different society, you see. And so when people come into a new society, they take that technology, even though much of the spirituality is the same, they have to invent new ways. You see, it's a new calendar, it's the same calendar, but it's a different seasons and shit. You see what I'm saying? And so they have to adjust it and modify it so it's unique to the culture that they are now inhabiting. So everything is not going to look the same, you see. And so, but we know that the technology for them to be able to do the things that they did, especially with carving the heads, because nobody can show the development. The heads appear large from the very beginning. Nothing appears large or perfected at the first time. It's always a level of development, and nobody can show the development. Do you know why they can't show the development? Because they were taught in a school that had already developed the science. You don't have to develop it when you go to a school that already possessed the science. And so that you cannot show the Olmec were already building large. And the Olmec civilization is almost uniquely like Egypt, where damn near they already building on a megalithic scale. You understand what I'm saying? At the early part of the civilization, nobody builds on that level from the very fucking beginning. There's always a development stage. You got to go through goddamn kindergarten, preschool, kindergarten, first grade. And you go through stages to develop up to that. You talking about the way they was carving was on a PhD level. You see what I'm saying? So show us the development stages before you got it. They don't have it. You know why? Because the development stages took place somewhere else. They had already advanced that. You see, and the only people in the ancient world that was carving megalithic stones like that was in ancient Egypt. Egypt is the only nation that built megalithically for 3,000 years straight. Everybody else got a few pieces. You see what I'm saying? Here and there. You see, here and there. The Olmecs got the heads, but they built their pyramids with mounds and rubble and shit. I'm not knocking that. That's what they were. That was what was available for them. You see, they didn't have the manpower and the skilled laborers that the ancient Egyptians and Nubians had hundreds of thousands of masons, possibly millions of masons, millions of masons. When the Nile would flood, then the farmers would go into, you see, building. So they had so many skills. You know, in ancient Egypt, you was a farmer, you was a mason, you was a scribe, so when the water came down and flooded out the fields, they went to their other skills and professions. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about building megalithically, only one nation in the world built megalithically, meaning that every fucking period of that 3,000 years, there are some megalithic structures that were built in those periods. So Egypt got tens of thousands of structures with some form of a megalithic stone connected to it or something. You see, no other civilization. So again, you know, you have to have access to that. You can't just up and goddamn put no skyscraper up or carve no, even a statue today. You would have to go through many, you know, just think how long it would take you to master just, you know, how people be sculpting today and fucking putting statues to, but see, the teachers already didn't develop the science. But what if you had to come from nothing? How long do you think it would take you to develop something like that? See, these motherfuckers don't understand that. But anyway, see, when I was in Mexico, you know, and I was fresh, you know, out of, you know, Egypt. And of course, people don't understand, before I even went to Egypt, I had spent 15 years under Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark. And under my uncle, Pianki, I had already spent 15. Then I went to Egypt. You see what I'm saying? Then I went to Egypt with Ashraf and Mary Quasi. And I spent 3 years with them. Then I went to Mexico. Did I go to Mexico? Yeah, then I went to Ethiopia. You see what I'm saying? And so I did all the preliminaries. The shit that I see, I can validate. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna just give you I'm gonna put the visuals in front of your face. You know, Best is one of those gods that you can find all over the world. Matter of fact, let me get that. Let me get this one in here, but let me get that other one up. I'm gonna show you this. Okay, that's the Naga one. Let me get that one up. Let me show you this. Now I just showed y'all that back from just the last video. Just the last video. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna show y'all something. So when I saw that, you know, when I saw that damn, you know, when I seen that stone, and that stone is in the that's in Mexico City, the National Museum I don't think it might be anthropology. I think it's the National Museum of Anthropology or History. It's in Mexico City. It's in Mexico City. And I saw, and you know, I was there. Anything that I speak on, I saw it for myself, and I didn't just see it for myself. That's how it was after I had spent many, many years under the master teachers. So when I got a chance, I had already studied Ivan Van Sertima, and though I wasn't under Ivan Van Sertima directly, I was most definitely, you know, deep into, you know, his information. Okay, where is that at? That's crazy. I should have had it on there before I started. I shouldn't be looking for nothing. Should be able to tap right on in when I need it. That's all right. I'll just bring them over. Okay, that's one of them. That's one of them right there. Nah, that one to the left, I saw that at TOT Huacan. It's like some, right? It's just like Kemet. You know what I'm saying? Right outside of the pyramid, you got some, like some temples and things. Obviously for the priests and the people who come to worship. And so when I saw it immediately, because it's not just the tongue sticking out, it's also the eyebrows, because that's the eyebrows is all around the world. It's almost like a double M, like a lowercase m, you know what I'm saying? And so almost like an almond shape. And so you see this same deity all around. This is how I know it was a global Kushite empire. You see, just like Drusilla Dungy Houston was talking, just like George G. Ames said that the Egyptians had lodges, that the mother lodge was Egypt at Luxor, but they had minor lodges all over the world. Okay, let me get, where is it at? I want to drop something else in there. Okay, there you go. Okay. Now, let me show you. Now, okay, that's best in Greece. You see what I'm saying? That's best in Greece. And that's Medusa. That's Medusa. And so when you wait a minute, let me make sure. Yeah, that's Medusa. So when you see this deity all over the world, you see what I'm saying? And here again, this is in Teotihuacan. This is best in Greece with the tongue sticking out. You see, this is best in Greece with the tongue sticking out. Let me show you again. This is another one. This is with the old Mecca, but this is when the Mayans took it over. You can see right there with the tongue sticking out. You see, and so this is what show improved, and not only that, you see from when you see right here from Papua New Guinea and into the what they call the Polynesians. You see what I'm saying? And you see where it's in, even then made it into deep east, into what they call Oceania and things of that nature. You see, made it all the way into Oceania and Papua New Guinea and Australia. So you see it here, you see it in the old, and it's the Olmec calendar. I looked it up. Well, it's under the Aztecs, but all the calculations had already been done during the time of the Olmecs. It had been done during the time of the Olmecs. I got the information right here. You see what I'm saying? To back it up, that the Olmecs had created all three of the calendars that you find over here in the Americas. Okay, and it was very similar to the ancient Egyptian calendar. It was some differences because you got agriculture. Shit, I mean, you got different you got a different seasons and things of that nature. So Let me see where I looked it up. Okay. 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 So the stone is actually Aztec. Okay, but they saying, I thought it was, they called it the Mayan, but it says the circular Mayan calendar design most people know is not originally Mayan. It actually comes from the Aztecs, and its deeper mathematical roots trace back even earlier to the Olmec era developments. Okay. The big round stone everyone called the Mayan calendar is actually the Aztec sunstone, carved around 1500 AD. Okay, AD. But the calendar system behind it, but the calendar system behind it began in the Olmec era. Okay, so what you're seeing is, Olmec symbolisms that have been updated during the Mayan and the Aztec periods, but it's Olmec. And see, so when you see that right there, and like I said, I could keep going, and I have thousands of similarities. You see what I'm saying? That's how long I got thousands that I could show. You understand? But I'm just I'm gonna just keep it, to the exquisite ones that's gonna immediately bring the kind of, yeah, this is for real. You know what I'm saying? This is not just nobody made this shit up. And you can even go now. Look at this god in India. You see, look at this god in India. Look at this god in India right here. You see, now Bessie got the same. You can see this is the lion mane. So he got the lion mane. You see them eyes. That's why I was telling y'all about them eyes. You see what I'm saying? Even when you come over here to the Polynesians, you see they got them eyes. And then when you come back down here to even over the one at Teotihuacan, you see them eyes. Let me put it in there so you can see. They got it's like a double M and shit. Where did I go with it? I'm looking at so many of them. I done got this. Okay, that one right there. That's the one I wanted. This the one out of India. You see what I'm saying? So when you place it next to it, you see, you can see that, like, you know what I'm saying? You have to understand, how it's like a double M. This one not connecting, but if it connected, that you see it got 2 and 3 layers too. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. That's exactly what it is that you see above the eyes. And then Best have it a lot of time. You can see the serrations in his eyes too. But I had to show you a different picture to show you this. So you can see the tongue is trying to coming out too. So this is it's Best. That's exactly who it is. And so this did now. If you wanna watch this before I get up off where I'm at 19. You see, I want to keep it 1,000 with you. Totem. Let me watch this. Totem pole. Watch this. Watch me show and prove. So I can, right here in the mirror, because let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me see which one I want to show. Because Best is in the damn totem poles over in here. That's Best. And even if they use a different type of animal and shit, you see what I'm saying? And, but it still had the tongue sticking out. Well, let me go back up here. I seen it today. Now I don't see it. There you go, right there. There you go, right there. There you go, right there. Let me drop it in for you. Bingo. You see that one up there, right there, with the tongue sticking out, right there. But they got. I don't have the time to keep looking for it. So I'm just taking somebody who had taken a drawing of the totem pole. Let me shorten it. That's best. That's a form of best. If you take the one from Greece and you put it on in there, that's the same deity. And look at the eyes. See the eyes? You see what I'm saying? They keep them almond shaped eyes on the damn thing. That's best. Ain't no damn doubt about it. I don't need nobody's permission neither to know what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly, you find that God, that's one of the most universal gods in all of humanity, which is the Twa, little Twa God. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you find them in damn near every culture, whether it be even the elves, the dwarfs and shit. That's who it is, the Twa. And they was always looked at as the magical doors. So that's what that is right there, family. So we're saying, if the Africans wasn't over here, if the African wasn't over here, how in the hell did Best end up in the Olmec calendar? You see what I'm saying? End up with the, and it had to been over here at an ancient time, because the Mayans and the damn Aztec is fairly recent compared to Egypt. Egypt had already fallen before the damn Mayans and the damn Aztec even got started. They had already fallen, so this had to been over here from the beginning with the Olmecs. Had to been over here from the very beginning with the Olmecs. Yeah, yeah. How we doing out there, family? Y'all like that? We about to get busy. We gonna go to the next one. We ain't gonna we gonna stay strict. Boom, drop some shit. Boom, and then we gonna be out of here. You see how the hell did And I'm gonna get some totem poles to show. Thank you, family. That's right. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. You in with the science, bringing the science. Yeah, yeah. But I tell you what, I'm doing one on that. And he said I already answered that. He say which one? He say at murder. Yeah. So we didn't put that. What was the question that was asked? No, they ain't gonna answer that because they ain't got no answer. They ain't got no answer. What I put up there, you got to be a damn fool to let your eyes deceive you. You got to be a damn fool to let your eyes deceive you. Because they're gonna say they're not African. They're gonna say, I mean, you got to stick to the plan. You can't keep coming. You can't come and say, but see, the thing is, that's where Dr. Ben taught me. He said, get into the culture. You see what I'm saying? That's why he gave us that, a lot of them books, the signs and symbols of primordial man. That's where I got some of that shit from. You see what I'm saying? Them what they call them radical early white writers, and we ain't glorifying them. It's the fact that they was able to do some research while they was in there digging. They didn't do it for us. They wrote the books for themselves. But in writing for themselves, they didn't feel the need to edit a lot of shit. They just said a lot of shit just like they saw it. And that came to be you know, some of the truth that we've used, you understand, to prove our very point. We don't need them, but the fact is they act as, hold on, family, I got something on the stove. Yeah, so that's it for this one, family. We're gonna come back. Any questions y'all pick up in the next video, because it's gonna be fire too. We're gonna have fire all fucking night. All right, family, get over there to Patreon, support the general, you feel what I'm saying, so we can stay out here doing what we doing. This is what you get over there, but you get a lot more of it. You see what I'm saying? I got to feed YouTube, because if I don't give you something, you know, these niggas out here, so I'm making sure I give you something that you could go do your research. Go get the book, Signs and Symbols of Primordial Man by Albert Churchward. I give you that one book for right now. Signs and Symbols of put it on your shelf. We give you many books, but most definitely put that book on your shelf. I'll be right back. Thank you for your support. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black power.